In this video, I want to introduce you to just getting started with your automatic 2000, automatic 3000 vacuum therapy system. First thing I would say is if you haven't done this already, make sure you get clearance from your healthcare provider to begin using a vacuum therapy system. You may have already received that word, but don't even order it until you've gotten that confirmation from your healthcare provider that this is a safe device for you to use. So not offering any medical advice here, and that is something that I definitely want you to make sure you have that clearance from your doctor. Once you have the device, you've gotten that clearance, you're ready to get started, the instruction manual will really reinforce this message. And the message is to go slow. Start slowly. You're not preparing yourself for intercourse at the outset. You're preparing yourself to build an erection using a vacuum therapy system. If I have the vacuum therapy system, the automatic 3000, which is what I have here, you can see you've got the activation button, you have a release button, and I'll coach you through that and how to use that. But I want to make sure that I've got the device loaded properly. I'm just, it's just a simple, right here on the edge here of the vacuum. And then once I've done that, I've tested to make sure that I'm getting a good vacuum seal with the device. It's working properly. The batteries are fully charged and ready to roll. And then I'm in a good place with this. Now, the most important step once I'm getting started is to use the water-based lubricant. And this is such a key part of this because it protects the device. It protects the warranty on the device if your device came with a warranty. And it protects you. And it really ensures your best shot at success with the device is to use a water-based lubricant. When you're getting started, you want to make sure that you lubricate as deep on the inside of the device as you can get it, particularly whatever you declare as the bottom of the cylinder. For some, they like the button on the top, and that means this is the bottom here, but make sure you lubricate deep, deep inside of here, because what often happens with men is that they'll get started and they hit friction because they haven't gotten that lubricant on the depth in here, and so their penis hits this part and just sort of curls on itself because there is friction, there's heat, there's moisture in here. So you just want to make sure that you've got this as lubricated as far on the inside as you can. Lubricate here on the perimeter of the cylinder, and then lubricate the head of the penis. You don't have to be clean shaven in that region, but it does help to seal the vacuum if you've reduced the amount of hair that you have. But once I've lubricated here on the head of the penis, then I want to set the vacuum seal. There's another video on the site that's an animated version of how to do this. I think that will really help you if you take a look at that. But I want to secure the vacuum onto the base of the penis, make sure the penis is on the inside, the scrotum is on the outside. You don't want the scrotal tissue being drawn into that, and I'll show and talk about that in another video. But once I'm here and I've created that vacuum seal, then I'm just going to go slow. If you press the button, the vacuum activates. If you release the button, the vacuum stops. And you don't want to just go into this and just go gung-ho. You want to go slowly and release, hold the vacuum seal, a little bit, release, and just practice 10 or 15 minutes a day. Build the erection, go slowly with it, and you'll know that you have an erection built that is suitable ultimately for intercourse if it lifts off the base of the cylinder. So as you're watching for that, you want to troubleshoot. One of the most common things that I mentioned earlier is that the head of the penis kind of gets bogged down here at the edge of the cylinder. You want to make sure that you're going slowly enough that blood is coming from the heart. Oxygen-rich blood is making its way into your penis. And that's not a quick process. That's something that takes time. Your body has to respond naturally as you draw your penis into a vacuum system, and you probably haven't done that, at least not recently. So this is new for you. Don't get inside your head. Just go slowly and just focus on building the erections at the outset. If you are too aggressive and you feel like you need to back off, but you don't want to break the vacuum seal, it's just a little bit uncomfortable, then once you've established that seal and you're starting to build the erection, the penis is being drawn into the cylinder, and you're like, well, that's a little too much. You can use this button, and that will release it a little bit. It doesn't take the vacuum seal off, but it releases it. Just relax, come back, hit the button again a little bit. This is a personal preference, and it is something that you really just want to walk through slowly, 10 or 15 minutes a day, taking your time, just building the erection. And then when you reach that place, when you are prepared and ready for intimacy, you've successfully built erections over a period of time, 10 or 15 minutes a day. And when I say that, I mean build the erection, and once you've built an erection that lifts off the bottom of the cylinder, then you can either break the seal, let the erection subside, or you can just release a little bit, let it back off, and then come back and build another one and build those over and over again a few times, 10 or 15 minutes a day, every day, at least a couple of weeks. It's very different for every gentleman who uses the device, but just get to that place. And then once you're at a place where you're successfully building erections, and then you want to begin to use the device to prepare you for intimacy and intercourse, then the tension rings will come into play, the loading mechanism and the cone will come into play, but I'll talk about that in other videos elsewhere on the site.